It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for my gamers. Would you be one? Could you be one? Shout about thunder, but don't despair. This colony's breeding great robbers. Would you be one? Could you be one? If the 80% mortality rate works for you, for a few bucks a month you can sign up and have the hogs kill you. So let's make the most of another Sunday. Brew up some coffee and play it my way. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my gamers? Won't you please, please won't you be my gamers?
Hey everybody, welcome to Mr. Hobbs's Gamerhood. This is where we get to play some Tales of Argosa Playtest Edition, session number 5. Here is the old book, Low Fantasy Gaming Deluxe Edition. Mine's looking a little beat up with all the notes and such, by Steve Grodzicki of Pickpocket Press. I forgot to switch it over to this. Whoa, that's very close. Hello. All right. Like I always say, you can't have a game without players. Let's meet the players. Oh boy, this is all black. All right, that helps. All right, so Stu, why don't you start us off?
Sure. So I'm Stu. I'm playing Norcil, a Nadician magic user. He was a rat catcher in his homeland, and seems like he stumbled along some source of arcane knowledge underground, and then left his homeland in exile because magic's not cool there, or a lot of places, I guess. Anyway, that's what set him on this particular adventure that we're.
Alrighty, nice, Peter.
Yeah, I'm Peter. I'm playing Rynerd, a cultist, an Argosan cultist. And I forget the god that I worship. The name is Sigogan?
Shenog.
Sigog? Senog.
Shenog is what I say. But.
All right, Senog. Former hangman who was found lost in a cave, ready to give up the ghost before he joined the other two.
Interesting. Robert.
Hi, I'm Robert. I'm playing Vicente, who is from Dulcarak. He is a bard. Plays these panpipes that I know I found a picture for you that was kind of like this unusual type of pipes, and I don't even remember what it looked like, so I'd have to go back and find it myself. Was a beekeeper in the past, but I don't know. He's interested in lore and in songs of heroics, like we just did in the last session.
Oh, is that what that was?
That was heroics.
I see. So are we gonna talk about? You gonna do a quick recap, like 2 minutes? Because I forgot. How about if I do it this time? Basically, the session started with mostly Vicente and Norcil, and the conceit is that you're on a ship known as the Aldean Summit with about 4 or 5 other guys who are all under the employ of the same Karakian master or something that I can't find the page. You got that, Robert? Stu, anybody?
Okay, hold on. Let me go find it.
Lord Namfo.
What's that?
You're talking about Lord Namfo?
Yeah,
Or is
Lord,
it
I think that's
who's
right.
EC? I thought there was somebody who was named EC.
I don't know. Anyway, he sent you guys to Brinderwold, which is on the eastern edge of the Argosan Sea, but with a single stop off at Wisp Isle to gather some water out of a ancient tomb supposedly capable of healing people. You got into all sorts of adventures on the island, culminating last session in the actual Temple of Gawks being entered by y'all and quickly fled after gathering the liquid. You're traipsing down the hill of the island along the winding stair on your way to get the sick and ill and I almost said belittled. That isn't what I'm looking for. Beleaguered is the term I was looking for. The beleaguered priests and priestesses that joined one Igget, and that was part of the group that Rynerd was with, and near this massive marking stone where they have been hidden in a cave. Unfortunately, does anybody have any questions? Oh yeah. So let's pause there on the unfortunately. So we'll cliffhanger for a few more minutes. What I wanted to do is talk briefly about advancement in this game, because I think at one point we were trying to do it when certain things happened. We were going to do an advancement, right? Roll on an advancement table. But this is session 5, and I don't think has anybody gotten any advancements at all. Obviously, this would mostly pertain to Stu and Robert, not really Peter, because I mean it's only one session.
We've not done that.
We haven't
I don't
rolled,
believe
we haven't
so.
done anything, have we?
No, and I have problems with getting mixed up with the other LFG sessions that we've done, because I think we did it for those, but we didn't do it for this.
We haven't done one of those in a long time. You can't be getting confused with them.
Yes, I can. I can
Nope,
get this.
nope, can't do it. All right, so what I was thinking of is if we want to check out the rules on advancement, that's got to be, what, GM tools? Nope. Downtime? Yes, advancement. So
Page 114.
in the past, I have basically said like every 3 sessions you go up a level. That's what I was doing in the old Midlands. But some people have said that they felt like they didn't get a real feel for the characters if it was only after every 3 sessions at a level and then you go up to another level. I don't know how much we really plan on playing this though, so I don't know if that'll be an issue. Does anyone have any thoughts? They have a couple different ways. They have experience points for like combat, loot, and exploration. He also has like session advances where you get partial level advancements, which is what I usually use in the back. Any thoughts?
I do like the sort of granular counting. Maybe I don't know if that's the intention, but at the end of a session, maybe kind of going through the different categories. If one was to track, individual XP for different achievements in those categories, I think that's kind of cool. In our situation, I mean, obviously that's going to be kind of hard to be like, well, what all did we get through? But I do like the session advance to also adding a little bit, if we're to roll for it, a little bit of randomness maybe and what that looks like.
Yeah. Peter, you got any thoughts? I know you're new to the game, but I thought I would ask you. You're in the session now, so you're in.
I mean, having gone just through one session, but, it's odd, right? Because I'm looking at these lists here, and, some of those things we did in the one session, and I have questions in my head on whether or not if you followed the numbers, if I'd be eligible for them, like the exploration of finding the big ruin, right? The important ruin, or what? Exploring an important ruin. I mean, does that temple count? Like, there's questions with these tables here.
Yeah, I think that's about the way it should always be. I mean, I think that would be like, did you discover a new ruin, or did you actually explore 90% of an adventure site? Is probably what I would lean towards in that situation. So what I'm proposing is we can do some, we can make some advancement rolls, and then, assuming that we still have a game after this session, then we'll switch for the next leg to this other method. Okay?
Yeah, are you gonna do the randomized? I like the randomized.
That's the way I've usually done this game. But I always had a way, like maybe sometimes you didn't get, if you already get something that you already have, you just don't get anything. But when does it become a leveled person? Is there a spot? I don't know. So why don't you guys roll, you get 1d10 roll per session that you were in. So we need 4d10 from Robert and Stu, and 1d10 from Peter, sorry. So somebody read off what their first one was.
Well, mine is easy. It's a 7.
All right, 7. So 7 is a new skill. Would you get a new skill yet? I don't think so. right? Because you're a cultist. So we would go back to the cultist page. I'm adding some filler to the session, you guys. So at second level, you would normally get a new skill. You're not second level, so you basically don't get anything on this advancement is how I do that. All right, so Stu was first. So 3 is an extra use of a class ability. So you basically now you have 2 uses of your class abilities. So that's very nice.
Okay, nice.
2 is increase 1 attribute. So you get to increase an attribute. In this game, your attributes get to go up, which is another reason to keep the stats kind of low in the beginning, maybe. And you can roll 3d6 in order and then add or 3d6 in order and then add the 15. 1 is increased hit points, so you get your hit points. And then you roll the 3 again, so that's a nothing. So you got that, Stu? You with me?
I think I'm tracking, so I'm going to restate just so. Use of a class ability, so that's an extra spell use. And then attribute would be increase an attribute by 1 point. Is that what it is? Because I didn't actually see that part of like a regular level up either. Like.
Yep, it is.
Okay.
It is. I'm not sure where it's supposed to happen, I guess, but I think every level you're supposed to get that. All
right.
Your class ability. Yeah, I guess you get to cast another spell. Oh, wait a second. At second level, you get a new skill. I think that's what we're moving towards, second level. So you can pick a new skill. It does not need to be on your skill list, Peter. Sorry about that. I messed myself up because we're moving towards second level, right? So
yes,
you would get that. All right, so
All right.
for Vicente, we got a 5, which is an extra reroll. So your reroll pool is now 2. 10 is
I get to choose.
luck in 10 out of 10 chooses. Sure. Choice, and then 7 is your new skill, and then 1 is your increased hit points. So go ahead and roll up your hit points. Bard is what? Equal to con score plus level 2.
So I just get.
You just multiply it by 2, is that right? Oh, plus your level. So it sounds like you're going to be level 2 now, so you would get 4 more hit points.
Right. Okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
Right. Yep.
For Stu, it's just plus your level, so your second level. So you don't get, I guess you don't, yeah, we'll give you 2 hit points because you got your con score plus 1 before, and now you get your level. If you have a con bonus, you'd also get that.
I see. Yep, tracking. Okay, so it just goes up by 1. Okay.
I think, doesn't it say con? I should look at con.
Yeah. So I think the only thing that increases is my level, so it's just an extra 1 on top of what my con score plus.
Well, your level is 2 now, right? So I would give you 2 plus your con bonus. Personally, is what I would say. That's interesting, though. I wonder if it says that.
Oh, I took it as like your absolute level.
Yes, I understand, but that would be 2. Well, your absolute value for level 1 is 1, and your second is 2. So it's going to go 1, 2, and then at third level you get 3. That's what I would think. But
okay.
The bard is times 2. So that's the way I'm going to do it. And we'll see what he says. I wonder if it actually says that somewhere. Hit points.
Yeah, the hit points part is on page 15.
At first level, PCs start with hit points equal to their con score plus their class hit point bonus. All characters increase their hit points by their class HP bonus. Only at first level, a fighter with con 13 starts play with 16 hit points. At second level, her hit points increase by 3. because that would be, what's the fighters? We should look at what a fighter says.
It's plus level times 3.
Oh, okay.
So in that case, it'd be, you're increasing in level, so it'd be just 1, and then for a fighter, it's 3.
Yeah.
So I take it as magic user.
Yep.
Would
So
be just
I said it the
1.
wrong way. It would be just a +1 then, not a +2 for you then, right, Stu?
Yeah, that's how I read it.
Yep, you're doing it right. That's the way it is. Because then when you
So the bard.
Go ahead.
So the bard would get 2 hit points, right?
Yes. Yeah, because it's 1 times 2. All right, nice. All right, so maybe you guys will survive this encounter now. We'll see. All right, sweet, sweet. Old Golden Hen, thank you so much for the cheers and being out there watching us talk about how experience points works in Tales of Argosa. I was mentioning to the guys before the session that I'm getting something from Australia, and the only thing I can imagine it is the new proof of Tales of Argosa. So that should be pretty exciting. You guys ready to hit the tabletop? Does that cover what we wanted to talk about? All I talked about is advancement, and then on to the battle.
Yep.
All right, let's head over to the tabletop. All right, I put you guys on this screen already, I think, right? You guys can see this image? This
Yes.
battle map?
Yep.
So basically, the winding stair would just be nearby off the screen, you know, a few yards. So it's like 30 feet, 50 feet away or something. That big white is the corner of the large marker stone. So I guess, Peter, you have never heard anything about this marker stone thing that I'm talking about. So it's a massive stone that looks like it was almost taken from somewhere else. Do I got a picture of it, guys? Yeah, there we go. So there's kind of an image of how large it is. So pretty dang big. And so I would picture you guys are just coming down the hill, kind of off to the right and above this area. And in the shadows of the marker stone, you can see someone that you definitely recognize. Rynerd. Am I saying your name wrong?
Rynerd.
Rynerd.
will work.
Yeah, Rynerd. All right. But then you can also see some of your fellow priests. It seems like they've been herded along and are being watched over by a couple skeletons that have been animated, which is, you know, very horrific and strange. But it isn't the first time that 2 of you have seen something like this. There's also 2 of the cultists with knives and ragged robes, and then a single person, tall and gaunt, Igget, the Igget the heretic, or I don't have a title for her. She's just known as Igget. I have a large picture by none other than CraigBrasco.com for this. I don't know if I think I showed it to you guys once. So she's dressed in raggedy robes with a red mask and carrying a hooked staff and a censer on a long chain. There seems to be a baleful reddish smoke emanating from the censer. Is that you, Rynerd? You can hear a muffled voice from behind the mask. I've been hearing much about your new friends. The cultists behind her laugh gutturally. One's gnawing on a black, crisp hand. You guys say anything?
Well, Norcil, it looks like we helped Rynerd find his people. Rynerd will be on our way. We'll see you later.
I didn't pull you out of that temple for nothing.
I propose
Cultists.
an offer. We shall take your place on the ship. She points along her crooked staff down the island to the coast where the Aldean Summit is moored. And you take our places here. What say you?
I think you should stay here, and we should go down to the coast and leave. We found the waters,
What?
and we drank from them. And now that temple is
heretics and
sealed.
infidels. She motions backwards, and one of the skeletons moves forward on one of the people behind him and starts just like groping and just. The reason I said grope is because the other day I was talking about Bard's Tale, the old video game, and whenever zombies attacked, it always said you were groped for 25 damage from the zombie. I didn't mean, and I don't know, it just popped out in my brain. Basically, we're raking them with their skeletal hands and claws. This will make it easier. More room.
The skeleton is attacking one of the people behind it?
Yeah.
Are those the sick people from the cavern or someone or
Yes.
a different group?
Yes.
They are, okay.
Yeah.
Can I launch a sling stone at the skeleton?
Yeah, I think so. I think what we should do is maybe we'll just shift into initiative because basically she motions with the staff. And you could have your sling in your hand, you could have whatever. So I think it's an initiative roll, right?
Yep.
So I'll let you guys know right now. Igget I wrote up as a heavy. So in Tales of Argosa terms, that means a little more powerful with some added capabilities compared to a regular monster, but not like a boss, like I think you guys have fought in low fantasy gaming in the past. Like bosses, but what this heavy means is that you have to roll a great success on your initiative to go before Igget. Do you remember how to roll initiative?
No.
I was going back to look it up again. What the numbers are based on? It's the average of 2, right? And it's the average of
Dex and intelligence, perception and intelligence. What?
I think it's Dex and Intelligence because mine's 10, and that would the numbers would work there. It has to be those two.
I'm pretty sure
It's
that makes some sense.
One person rolls, and it's a roll under check. So
Oh yeah,
versus your
that's to
initiative.
do everybody, and then we'll slip around. All right, so Stu, you're IB first, so
All right.
go for it.
That is a failure.
All right, so they all go before you guys do. All right, so this guy comes over here. Hey. And smashes that thing. Igget. You left us, Rynerd. And she waves her staff, and you can just kind of feel and see a baleful energy kind of wave across the intervening area between you. So she is going to make an attack here. Ooh, a 15. All right, so that's going to hit you. So, Peter, you need to make a luck wait, is it a luck contest or just... Oh, it's a luck... I'm doing it as a luck check. Now, this should be... No, that's the other thing. Sorry, she's got two things. So, it's going to be a luck contest.
So, before that, one of the spells I have is Sever Arcanum.
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically dispel magic.
Yeah.
Just wonder
cool.
if I could do that as a reaction to keep it from actually happening. At least try.
I saw that you had that, and it's like not really a spell; it's a blessing, right?
Yeah, a cultish blessing.
Yeah. So we would have to see, and I think I said that you already had favor at this point, so this just goes off, right? But it's also a let's see if I can remember this. Relevant to the patron benefit as an agent of the god, use of one of these things. So it's a spell-like blessing. It's called Sever Arcanum. Let's note earlier, attempting to invoke a blessing is similar to casting a spell. You have favor, so you don't need a will check, but you still would have to roll for your DDM, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so remember how to do that? As I'm flipping through. Oh, wait, what's this? Action, clear speech, freehand, line of sight. Well, I suppose we should look it up to make sure you can interrupt with it. It seems silly that you can't, because of how would you ever block a spell unless you already have initiative and say, oh, I'm waiting to use it or something.
Yeah.
All right, sorcery. Spells. Sever Arcanum. Duration special. Check against the caster. If the original caster on a success, temporary. Is that what you roll as a d20, or do you roll something lower? You're level 1. You're level 1, so you roll a d8, right? Or no, the other. I messed this up last time, didn't I? Stu, do you remember what to do?
Yeah, it is different than the one that's integrated into the original LFG character sheet. So it's a just a straight D8 roll, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you roll the roll is natural 1, then we roll a d100. Okay. Yep. All right, so that's okay. And then when we actually look to see what the spell is, Sever Arcanum, it's got a far range. On a fail roll on the DTM table, instead, you cannot repeat the attempt until you gain a level. Oh, shit. Against the other caster, an opposed int arcane lore check.
So that's a question I think would have to go to Steve, because, well, I mean, there's no cultists that have arcane lore, right? We all have divine lore.
Yeah, I think in this situation, you're going to use your divine lore. Because
so,
it's
what I was wondering.
Yeah, I think so.
Just that maybe the wording for some of the blessings needs to be switched, or there needs to be a little note saying that.
That's a good one. I'll put that on here.
Clarification.
And Steve will answer this. He always does. Although it could be a skill that you also take later, right? Because you can take a new skill, and it doesn't have to be from your skill list. Oh, that's going to be pretty tough to beat. All right, so she got an 11. Do you have advantage on it?
No.
You don't have advantage on. So 11, and her. There's no way that she's going to beat a 2. So I think that works. So what's it look like when the will of Shenog interrupts the will of Baal?
Well, I just start whispering, and then there's this like growing cacophony of whispers, and they get louder and louder and more oppressive in the area, just whatever beam she sends just kind of like flutters off like it's being taken away by the whispers.
All right. That sounds pretty crazy, and that sounds cool to me. So yeah, so this baleful purplish green energy is basically just dissipated in a silent dissonance from these the cacophony of whispers. All right, so it is the cultist's turn. I think one of them yells, "Sick all the skeletons, or they'll just stay back there like the cowards that they are." And this guy kind of runs up, kind of behind there, and this guy like is low and out to the ground and like coming up this way. I think it's your guys' turn.
I think this is the only combat encounter that I think has had this much distance between us. So as I was reviewing the range bands
Yeah.
situation.
Are we beyond it?
I mean, probably like as the map is drawn at least, but I don't know if that was the intent.
No, not really.
I mean, really,
Why don't we just say you guys are up closer? How close do you have to be in order to use the things you're using?
Oh, I think Peter was fine. His was like
Far.
Was like far. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what far is what I'm saying.
Oh, up to about 60 feet. So I guess.
We were like at 110 feet, so
Yeah.
we'll be a little closer. How about there? Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. It's just a map that I threw together. Obviously, it ascends behind you, right? Going up this way, it ascends.
Sure.
So you guys are coming down the hill. You have the high ground, Padawan. So who wants to do something?
Well, I just had a moment, so I'll let the other two go first.
Well, you already went, right? That's your turn.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, then my moment is done.
You interrupted.
Norcil, you got something in mind, or you haven't decided
I
what you're
was
doing?
reading a spell. If you got something, please go ahead. But I could be done in a second if I need to.
So, if I'm interpreting this correctly, I mean, these guys are like, what, 40 feet away? So that would take me like my whole turn to get up to them if I wanted to get to one of these guys, right?
Just the move part of your turn.
Yeah, just the move part because everyone gets 2 actions. Yeah. There is like this rock here in the way.
Right.
So maybe you'd have to make a some kind of. Do you have athletics or?
I did just take athletics.
Oh, you did? Yeah. So then I think you could do it without needing a roll. If you wanted to like leap over this rock or use the rock to do some sort of attack on this guy, go ahead.
Right. I don't want to give up my spear. I was gonna throw it, but if I throw it, then I've only got my dagger left, and I don't want to do that. Leave myself without anything. But I would then.
Like I say, you can like jump off of this thing, and then stab the guy if you wanted to.
That's what I'll do. Yep. I'll jump off and.
All right.
Are you allowing like the 10-foot range for the spear? Is that the?
Yeah.
Or do you have to be right up there? Okay.
Are you trying to do any sort of special thing that I can't think of what they called it in this game? Exploit?
Exploit.
I'm on top of this.
No, I think I'm just gonna try to skewer the guy.
Okay.
Ugh.
Is that a miss? It sounds like a miss.
It's a miss. Yeah.
You get your spell figured out, Norcil?
All right, so we are gonna move to close. About here-ish, and then I'm gonna cast Crush of the Warp.
All right, tell us what it does, man.
So it If successful, it holds humanoid creatures in place. So I will make my arcane lore check. It is a success. All right, I'll roll my GTM. Still good. I go up to 2. That's my threshold. And then it can affect 1d4 humanoid creatures. So I'm rolling 1d4. 3 creatures. So I was going to target Igget and the two guys, and they get a luck strength save.
Crash if the target with more hit dice than twice the caster. Oh, a target with more than hit dice than twice the caster's level is immune.
Oh yeah, I guess it depends on whether you do we count as level 2.
All right.
That's the question.
I didn't tell you how many hit dice Igget has, did I? All right, so luck strength save. These guys are not going to have much of a luck, so I will do these guys here. Oh, I did that on the wrong screen. All right, still worked. So that's going to be a fail. Oh, wait, no, that's probably a 6. No, 7. Jesus, man, I totally forgot how to play this game. So I need the cultist. And then we see how much luck the cultist has. It's a 4. So he would need to be under a 4. And he does not have a strength bonus. So both of these guys are rigidly held. We'll put a net on them. Unfortunately, Igget is not affected. All right. That's everybody, right?
Yep.
Sorcery! All right, make an initiative roll. Stu went last time, so it looks like, Robert, you are up, sir.
All right. We want to roll high, right?
You want to roll
Under. The farther, the better.
At or under your initiative, yeah.
Okay, under. Did I do that right? No, that doesn't seem like that's right. No, that's wrong. Right. Or I didn't make it.
Right, you rolled an 11.
just over.
But, so that
Yep.
would be a failure, not a success or anything else, because you need a great success to go before her.
Right.
All right. So, I don't
Your
think...
initiative score is 10.
That's correct.
All right.
It's the average of Dex and Intelligence, 10.
So she moves...
That's rolled down, right?
Yeah, I think so. She moves forward. Her staff comes down and she swings the censer around and swings it on this long chain at Norcil. The power of Baal shall overcome all, and you shall never leave this island. Oh. But Norcil dodges out of the way. How long are those dudes held for in the crush of the warp?
2d6 rounds I need to roll.
Four rounds. This would be round 1, correct?
Yep.
All right. And these creatures come up behind. All right. I believe it is your turn.
Well,
What's helpless mean? So this has conditions in it, I see. I don't know if he always had conditions. Here they are. Conditions. Helpless. With a single melee action. So coup de grace on helpless targets. If you were curious, my friends.
I would like to try and do a feat. What are they called?
Exploit?
Exploit. There we go. That's the synonym. Exploit. I want to try and with my sling. I want to try and knock that staff out of her hand.
All right, so you're attempting to disarm her.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would have to make a roll and do damage. She is not that well armed. She only has a 13 AC, so you only need a 13. What the hell? Yeah, that's a very... Oh, that is a 1. What happens? Isn't there a counterattack or something when you roll a 1? But I don't know how she'd counterattack you with...
I think I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2.
Yeah.
I don't think so. You rolled a 1
Yep.
plus 1.
2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 1.
There's
So
no
the
2.
roll is 2.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Oh, it's I'm on the damage. I'm like, no, it isn't. It's a 1. It's got a red square on it. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's going to take their action, Gabriel. Correct. It still uses the action to finish them off. Stu, are you on Roll20 or on YouTube as well? Yeah.
We had one person drop in and say hi, ask about the system we were playing, and
Oh, nice.
they had to run.
That's cool. All right, so that was Rynerd. Who's up? Vicente, are you going to kill this?
I'm going to move up. No, I'm not. I want to make an attempt to do something similar using my spear. I am going to try to knock the staff out of her hand.
Okay, so she has a staff in one hand, and she has the chain for the censer in the other hand.
And she had just swung the censer, right?
Yes, but she used the staff previously to cast some sort of baleful magic.
I'll still go for the. What is closest to me, and what's in her right hand?
The chain, but it doesn't matter. I mean, you're moving around during the fight, so you can do. Yeah, that is my cat Isabel, also known as Izzy Belly.
Well, I'm going to do the censer. I'm changing it. I'm doing the censer.
So the censer has a chain on it that's kind of wrapped around her so that she can go at range. So, but it's only going to last for one round anyway because it's a minor exploit. So you have to hit and do damage. $15, that is a hit. And now I think she's going to get a strength test. I had to see what her strength is. All right. All right, so now she is going to, we're going to do a contested strength test.
So just straight up strength?
Yeah, I failed.
Not athletics?
No, strength. Yeah, it's not usually any skills. It's only attribute. All right, you succeeded. She failed. So the censer falls to the ground. Not clear of her grip. And she's like, you bastard. All right, Norcil.
I am going to move in. And I'm going to cast Arcane Aegis.
Okay.
Which is like shield equivalent.
Yeah. What's it look like?
It's going to be like a very subtle, like glowing, like kind of, maybe just on like the front of my person. I kind of picture it. Let me roll my Arcane Lore first. It's a great success, so it's actually +2 to my AC.
Nice, that's
1.
cool.
And then DDM. It does not fire, but it's going to go up the threshold. Okay, and then it's going to last for 11 hours unless I need to sunder it, which is a thing.
Okay, perfect. Which is likely. Is that what you said?
Well, I said it's a thing, so as in I can do it. I might need to. We'll see.
All right, sweet. Okay, so I think that means it is initiative time. We're headed on to round 3.
That would be Peter, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's me.
Right.
All right, so no successes. All
Wait.
right, what?
Did
Wait.
I did my
Yeah.
thing wrong. That is a success.
Oh, that is a success. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
All right, so you guys would go, it's a 12, so you would need a 6 or less for a great success, right? I didn't look at the table, but I'm thinking that's what it is half. So you guys go before the minions, but not before Igget. So Igget growls behind her muffled red crimson mask with the downturned face, grabs up the censer, and swings off at Norcil with the staff. All right, so this is at +4. All right. Uh-oh, 19. You know what that means, don't you? So Igget was built with the Baal, the cultists of Baals, and they have one of their abilities is Shadow of Death. So what that means is whenever she rolls a 19, you have to make a save or die.
Only if the 19 hits.
No, if a natural 19, yeah. See what I'm saying?
I guess could I just sunder the shield and avoid it is what I was going for.
Yeah, you would probably do that anyway, right? Even if I hadn't told you about the terrible Shadow of Death.
Yeah, I mean that sounds bad. So
sounds kind of nasty. You can see that the staff definitely has some kind of nastiness to it. It's kind of glows with a purplish, and every time you can almost hear like a spiritual or like an ethereal call of a murder of crows in the background. All right, so your Aegis is shattered.
great.
All right, nice.
And just a note, Jason.
yeah,
I don't have a shield, so I'm wielding my spear two-handed, and there's +1 damage on that, so I didn't include that in there. I don't know if you're tracking that damage.
too bad. You
Okay.
lose it. No, I'm just kidding. Well, how much damage did you do? 4,
It's 4 + 1, 5.
5. Okay. Yeah.
I'm now adding that to the sheet, so it's
All right. Nice. So it is your guys' turn, right? No, yeah. It's your turn because she goes, you go, and then they go. The other guys, the minions, go.
Swing on Igget. Hey, 19.
Nice.
I gotta go find the stuff on 19.
Oh, so it's probably a blade trauma. Right?
Yeah,
That's
and
what
I
they
have that
do
up.
now, and it's probably a D10 on blade trauma, is what I would guess.
longsword. Let's see, 1d10 + 2 blade trauma.
All right, so we go to injury and death, blade trauma. That's crazy that we had 2 19s in a row.
It's a total of 6 on the blade trauma.
Blade trauma 6. Sliced nose. Target loses their olfactory sense and D3 charisma until hold. Make a luck dex save on a success. The nose is split, but will self-heal within 6 weeks rest. Otherwise, the nose is lost. How much damage did you do?
5.
5 points of damage. All right, so I think it slices right into her red crimson mask. So I'm just going to give her advantage on this roll because of the mask. There you go. And what does she need? A luck, right? She has increased luck. So that 11, but I don't know what was it, luck con? No, luck. Dex. All right, let's see what her dex is. Oh my God, I'm rolling like a beast. She's got awesome stats. That's probably the first 18 I've rolled on 3d6 and I don't know how long. You guys are like, put it in the chat, you cheater. I should have. All right, but all that means is but she does give a minus to her charisma. I think you guys are just going to be playing her in the future, so I'll write this down. All right, so what that means is her head rocks back, and you can see that her skin in places has sloughed off almost, and you can see some old scarring. Yeah, it definitely seems like she is diseased somehow. She's horrific to look at. And now her nose is like split and, you know, blood is everywhere and she's cackling evilly with a bit of madness. Vicente?
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can add to her wounds. Doubt it.
That's a miss. All right. All right, so now these skeletons join the fray. The first D20 will be on Norcil. The second would be on Vicente. Vicente, that would be a 16.
Yep, that hits.
All right.
I don't think I got my turn. Did I get my turn?
Nope.
No, I don't think you did.
That's what happens when you're you're too far away and you're off the screen. Hey, Gabriel, it is indeed more crimson now. Crimsoner or crimson est?
Killer DM. He doesn't let the players have their turn.
You even have their turn.
Yeah, you're off the screen. My bad.
I'm going to charge.
All right.
Hit her with my flail. So I think I get a +2 to hit, but
They have.
I'm
They're
at a
they're at
disadvantage?
yeah, if they attack you.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So that'd be a 13.
That is a hit. Is that what it does? Max damage?
Yeah, that's what I rolled.
But does a charge do max damage or anything? I don't remember.
Oh, no. It. Nope. Just does the +2 to hit,
That's it. Okay.
and you can move twice as far on your movement to get there. So.
All right. So now she is not fallen, but she is definitely wounded. Quite a bit you can see there. All right, so now it is the other dude's turn.
Yeah, damage on me.
Damage on you. All right. 5 points of damage, Vicente.
What's he attacking me with? Just
The
raking your claws?
Yeah, raking
Okay.
claws. All right, back to you, Stu, for initiative. This is the beginning of round 5. Success. All right, so she goes. This is where she pulls out all the stops and calls upon the power of her deity. You can see leaping off of the marker stone is just this massive murder of crows, and it almost blackens the sky as they fly up and towards the ascent of Wraith Isle. Shit, let me see here. And then I roll a DDM check. Ooh, that was close. Oh, you know what? I think that's going to...
That would be it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so, because she used her staff before, and I didn't actually roll the DDM check that time, but her DDM should be up to a 2 now, right? So I'm fine with that. We'll say it hits. So the DDM triggers. But first, let's see what the spell does, because the spell still happens.
Would I be able to try and dispel this one? I don't have favor anymore, so I'd have to roll to activate it. But I had a success, so I didn't lose the blessing, right?
So I actually read the spell, and it's actually
Yep.
supposed to be an existing magical item, not like blocking spells. But
Oh,
we've already done it once, and I kind of like the idea, so I'm not against it. So yeah, why don't you make that effort?
so it's a.
Oh,
I'll
first,
just put away. I put away the.
I think it's a will check or a wisdom
Yeah.
check or will check, yeah, because there's no wisdom. So let's jump up here to the cultist.
Oof.
Great success. Is that what it is? Did you look? I'm thinking that's what it is.
I'm hoping that's what it is, since you asked me to make a will check.
At first level, you know a number of blessings. You can use less another. Generally, unless otherwise attempting to invoke a blessing is similar to casting a spell or an action and a will check. If you do not have favor, you may regain short less strong rex. 96. Divine.
Unless I don't. The one thing I didn't look is how many times I can do blessings in a day.
Oh, you probably can only do it once, actually.
Once, you might be right.
Yeah, it might be your level, or it could be like your level plus something. Yeah, you begin an adventure with one use of this ability, so you can't do it again. Sorry, buddy. That would have been cool. That would have been cool. All right, so that means it still happens. So we're going. So basically, she says, "See the true visage of the returning god. Bow." So 1d4 creatures are affected. Only one. So I'm going to roll randomly which one of you it is. 1, 2 is Norcil, 3, 4 is Rynerd, 5, 6 is Vicente. It's Rynerd, which makes sense. Rynerd is right in front of him. This spell causes... Oh, wait. Am I supposed to make some kind of roll ahead of time for this? Because that's what decides how powerful the spell is. Or I don't have to because I'm a priest. Is that right? Or what? I'm confused all of a sudden. You with me, Stu? You know what I'm saying?
What spell was it?
Well, it's not in. I'm not talking about the spell itself. I'm talking about this is a divine blessing. And so she has favor at this point. So normally you have to make an arcane lore check. But with a divine blessing, you obviously wouldn't do that. I wonder if we did that. I wonder if we were doing that right. I'm going to have to read up on that.
Does she still have favor, though? Because did she use it on her first spell?
That really wasn't a spell.
Okay.
That was something else.
We're all learning here.
Oh, yeah, we are. We're definitely all learning. All right. Choose a deity, agent of God. You may petition your pay for it for first level. You know a number of blessings. Equal your own. You know what? Unless noted, attempting to invoke a blessing is similar cast and a will check if you do not have favor. But if you do have favor, where's the with favor? Tenants in favor. Here we are. In order to gain favor, you must take action promoting. Chairman determines it.
The cultist has favor, they may spend it to automatically invoke the blessing.
Oh, so they don't even, but they'd still have to make a DDM check. But but you don't get to find out if it's more powerful or not. But I guess that's the thing, you automatically get to do it, so it can't fail, right? So I guess that's the trade-off.
I see. Like if a blessing or spell has a great success effect,
Yeah.
you're trying to figure out whether,
Should you just roll anyway and see what happens? That's what I'm going to do. But actually, what I was thinking... Go ahead.
Blessings don't use DDM, right? They use Divine Rebuke instead.
No. The Divine Rebuke part is... Oh, maybe.
DDM check must be made. Page 96.
Yeah, it should still have to make a DDM check.
Yeah, but you make the DDM check, but you don't roll on the DDM table. You roll on the Divine Rebuke table.
All right,
yeah.
yeah, perfect.
Because your god gets angry at you.
Yeah, so
So-
now the god is pissed. So let's see what happens. Well, I mean, you guys are still going to take the spell, though. Regardless, the spell happens when you fail. Even with the Divine Rebuke, right? Because it does with a magical spell.
Unless the Divine Rebuke says it doesn't, I assume, right? Like that could be in there. I haven't read the whole table.
All right, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what this Divine Rebuke is. 31.
It's a plague of flies. Lingering in the open attracts an abundance of flies. Gnats, mosquitoes, locusts,
Okay.
etc. to your person. Atonement ends the rebuke. So
All right.
she's covered in flies.
Nice. All of us have a bunch of flies everywhere. Glimpse of the True Gods, like I said, was 2 to 4. Roll. Oh, yeah, but we didn't. I'm not going to let her have a great success since she doesn't have to make a roll. So you need a luck will check to see if you are affected, or you're going to flee in terror from the true visage of Baal, Rynerd.
All right. I'm gone.
A terrible failure. All right, so pick even or odd and roll an even-sided die.
I will pick odd.
And it's even, so you throw down whatever you have in your hands and you run away.
It's my flail.
You throw down your flail. She is going to take a swing at you as you flee.
It's a +2 or -2 to my armor class, whichever way you want to do it, right? Because I charged, so.
And you're fleeing. Do you get a plus when you flee? I don't know. Does anyone want to look that up quick?
Sure.
Combat. I think there should be like a fleeing situation. Because there's no like... Oh, it's not a +2. It's they have advantage, I thought. Oh no, it's a +2 to attack. It used to be advantage. All right, nice. Maybe he's moving out some of the advantage stuff out of here. Is there even advantage in this game anymore? I don't remember. Anyway, I'm going to make the attack, so it's +6 altogether. But I don't know if it's the staff or the sensor. All right, it's a 12. What's your AC?
14.
All right, so it doesn't matter. We'll say even, odd. So it was the staff. So she swings at you and misses, and you can like run away on your next turn. I guess she shouldn't have been able to attack yet, but she won't hit you because it's not your. You won't be able to run until it's your turn, right? That makes some sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right, nice. So, but you are preparing to run away. So on your turn, which is now, you guys, right?
The skeletons don't go this time, right now?
Right.
No, they go after you guys because you guys succeeded on the initiative roll.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. I guess I'm attacking the skeleton in front of me. I will attempt to club it with the spear, not using really the spear tip.
Alrighty.
What is this? What is with these really low rolls?
I think you just suck, man. All right, Rynerd, do you want to flee? I'm going to keep the same roll, so you're not going to get attacked.
I don't know what distance I'm going, but I'm sure it's further than that.
Scrabbling in fear from the true visage of Baal. All right,
Imagine up behind those rocks is the safest place.
Norcil.
Swinging at Igget.
AC 6 misses. Ooh, this is starting to get tight. It's time for initiative, round 5.
No, I think they have to go now.
Oh, you're right. These guys go now.
Skeletons.
All right, same thing. Norcil is the first roll, and Vicente is the second. Oh, a 19.
Those priests down there aren't doing much. They're not carrying their water there.
Oh, they're in no shape to fight. Obviously, they're just like cowering, and some of them are just kind of laying. They can't do much at all.
They hit on me too.
Oh, both of those are hits.
Yeah.
You know what a 19 means? You guys remember this? A new skeleton is starting to pull itself up out of the ground over here. So same thing with the damage. 4 against Norcil and 5 against Vicente.
5 will take me down.
Oh my goodness. All right. So close. Oops, Gabriel says. Nice. All right. Initiative for Robert, you can roll.
You might know my character is out.
Yeah, why not? You're here. I want to keep you engaged.
He's got a low initiative, though, and his guy's down.
Oh.
Probably doesn't make sense.
All right, 0 successes.
Like I said.
So,
How many rounds am I running?
let me see. I think it's quite a bit.
This isn't good. I think those guys are free now, too.
No,
This
this is,
round.
no after this round, yeah.
Yeah, this is 5.
4 minutes.
Oh. I'm not in that great shape, but it's going to be close to a mile.
All right, so she is going to. Doesn't have a whole lot more that she can do, other than swing at you, Stu. All right, a 14. That's a hit because you said a 13 hit you last time, right? Are you silenced?
Check.
Now you're
There we go.
not.
I don't know why. Yeah, that's it.
All right. So she swings the censer at you.
I thought I had knocked that out of her hand. Did she pick it back up?
She did. Yeah, I said
Okay.
that. Swinging censer. 3 points of damage.
For now.
Right, and now make a luck check. Not a luck test, so you won't lose it if you succeed, but it's just a plain luck check. Ooh, good, a great success. So basically the sensor hits you almost like a flail or a mace, but then like shit falls out of the sensor. This is when you realize that it's not, it's glowing beaked maggots, but they just fall off of your clothes and they don't take purchase inside you. You're positive they would start burrowing into your body if they had.
Great.
All right, go for it, bro. Roll.
Well, unfortunately, I think it's the skeletons.
Oh, we failed. Okay.
Because you had the person that wasn't actually up rolling.
This is what made Rynerd is going to survive. Everyone else dies because
Killer DM. Yeah, this is why I said we should just have left Rynerd. Why are we doing this? Norcil, you and your heroics.
Oh God. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Another skeleton. And death.
Jesus Christ. How many hit points do you have left?
3.
Only 1 point of damage.
It's a squeaker.
Yeah, how do you like my unholy censor of rot grubs, Gabriel? All right, Stu. Maybe the magic will fail and the undead will die.
We pulling punches? The other guy's not coming over?
Oh, he's not going to get there. Oh, no.
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
The other.
I think he's going to... no, he'll come over. Fuck it. I forgot.
Not trying to play your side of the table, but I felt kind of odd about it. Yeah, that's another hit.
2 points of damage. That's it?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. All right. You guys were right. The session was going to be pretty short.
I hope I'm running towards the boat.
No, you're going up the hill.
Oh,
Igget had 4 hit points left.
yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, all right. Well, you run up the hill for a while, and I can't stop rolling 19s, Gabriel. That's just the way it goes, I guess. All right, so I moved us over to the table chat. So we didn't have a long session, guys. Does anyone have any highs and lows?
I don't know. It felt like it was going to kind of reach a conclusion one way or the other for this little arc anyway. You know, this session.
Honestly,
So,
I thought you guys were going to wipe them, to be honest.
yeah. I don't know, there were a couple of clutch things that, like, just some of the rolls, the 19s, Rynerd being forced to run away, kind of prevented, like, feasible rescue exploit for Vicente. Like, it just, like, there were a couple things that, like, it just, you know, just the way it worked out.
It was crazy. Yep. More, I think you guys should have maybe tried more exploits, maybe. Tried the one.
Maybe.
And it was kind of unlucky that critical didn't do more in some ways, maybe, that 19.
Now, I do want to make sure I didn't mess something up, but when we added the hit points, we weren't supposed to go up to max, right? Because we were injured already.
Yeah, you guys could have also drank some of the stuff to heal yourselves up more, right? Because you weren't at full. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I didn't think
I feel
about
like
that.
we actually talked about last time. We were like, well, I mean, we only had like the flask that we needed to bring to the other location, and then we had the water skin that we knew we had to bring back to the other guys. So I think we explicitly didn't.
Yes, yeah, I watched
For
the
better or
end.
worse.
I watched the end of
Yeah,
that
yeah.
because Robert was like, "Hey, let me drink some of that," and you're like, he's like, "Cause I'm injured," and you're like, "I'm injured too," and Robert's like, "Me too, because of you." Right at Robert. So I think it was cool that you guys played it out that way. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of one of the things that happens when you have a TPK, really. But we have to kind of figure out maybe what happens to Rynerd.
Yeah.
And I think we can kind of figure that maybe out on Discord, and not next week, but possibly either. I know that I won't be available on the 20th.
Yeah, I'm not available until after January 7th.
Okay. Is that what you said as well, Stu?
Oh, actually, then it gets hairy for me. I think I'm starting to travel that next. You know, I might be around that next week.
The
But then I'm going
27th?
for.
So I'm gonna. I'll gather up some other people to play on the Gamerhood if it works for the 27th. But on the 20th, I won't be able to because I have family in town.
We talk about Discord, but
Yeah. We'll talk about Discord, and we'll start the next session describing and kind of maybe filling in all the people. I know people just sit around and binge these actual plays.
Well, they're so short. Why wouldn't you?
They're not that long, really. They're pretty. I like the kind of the 2-hour fits nice because it's way better for videos.
Especially this one.
Yeah, this was a short.
At least we got to do advancement.
we got to hit quite a. Like I felt like I was jumping around the rules, either refreshing myself or like looking at some stuff for the first time that I thought was good, like the advancement, like reinforcing the, advancing hit points and like that base level clarification, like getting that figured out. It was the first not cleric spell, the blessing that went off, the cultist blessing.
Yeah.
I think is the first one in game. Like, you know, it was cool to see some of that stuff.
Yeah, we got to involve ourselves in a lot of the rules, which is always cool. And we had some questions, right? I think the biggest one was, I think it's kind of the divine lore roll for the Sever Arcanum. I think it wouldn't be because you're not supposed to be able to counterspell with it specifically as the rules are written, because it does say an existing magical effect. You could, you could say basically you're trying to dispel the staff, because it's obviously a magical staff. Maybe you were dispelling the staff. Maybe I made it kind of too tough. I don't know.
You can, it says you can do an existing temporary, or like you can permanently get rid of an existing temporary, or you can basically turn off a permanent magic device, right?
So you attempt to dispel,
and then you turn it off for like it's 2d6 rounds or something like that.
an existing magical effect. So I mean that makes some sense then, that's the way we could have done it. 2d6 minutes.
Yeah. But I mean that's ruling is what it is, right? So I never even thought of doing the staff instead of the actual attack.
I think that's kind of I think that's probably the way that it worked, is you actually dispelled the enchantment on the staff for 2d6 minutes, because it succeeded, right? Because she never did it again.
I think I had a great success, honestly.
Oh.
Check the chat, but
okay, yeah, nice.
So
I think so too. So I think it would work in that instance, but I don't think it would work if they were just like, it wouldn't. Because is it an existing magical effect? And can you do it when it's not your turn? Do you have to kind of do it as a reaction?
Yeah, those are all questions, right?
Yeah.
So,
and that would be interesting to see what Steve thinks of that.
And the fact that, you know, all those arcane spells are written obviously for an arcane spellcaster, right?
Yes.
But every single, like I have 4 spells, blessings, right? Divine blessings, but they're basically, it just says, you know, you do this spell, you do this spell, you do this spell, and I could get more, like depending on how you roll, and they're all like the wording. Just double check the wording on them, because when I read it the first time, I'm like, do I like? Is this going to be any good to me if I have to do arcane lore like at first level? Like I don't think I'd versus divine, right? Which, you know, divine uses will, which is my primary stat, and every cultist gets divine lore, right? But to get arcane, you.
Sorry, but go ahead.
Yeah, to get arcane, you'll have to use, you know, an advancement or get lucky. I think it might be on the list as one of the ones you can get, right? But so it's just maybe a clarification on that.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Around favor and maybe how to handle the blessing or spell effect that might have a more severe effect if there was a great success when there's not a roll. Maybe I thought your choice was probably the default is maybe just a success.
Yeah, because you don't actually have to roll, right? So that seems it's just a default. You can't get a great success. I like that, but I mean, maybe you would want to have an actual rule. I don't know if he's going to change it. These aren't huge rules or anything like that. So at this point,
something else when I was reading that I was unclear about was whether or not you can. Do you have the choice to use your favor or not? Right? Could you enact a blessing and decide not to use your favor if you have it? Like hold it, basically, and then go down the path of, you know, rolling your will, and hopefully you get your blessing to work, or do you have to use it when you have it? I think it's not clear in there. I would say you could just say, no, I'm not going to use my favor right now.
Because you want to save it for a second.
Yeah, like maybe it's not when you want to use it, right? Maybe this is not the blessing you want to use it on.
It says if the cultist does not spend favor, so I would definitely say that you don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah. So, so that makes favor as a bit more of a meta currency. than if you're forced to use it, right?
Yeah, I definitely, in my reading it, I don't think you have to use it. Because it says if the cultist has favor, they may spend it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. It's definitely a cool thing because most of the time I just let them use it as normal. I wasn't really paying attention to it. But that's a good idea because that really gives it a different feel than a cleric. That's why I always say it doesn't really feel like a cleric. It feels more like a paladin or like a true avatar of the deity.
Yeah.
But I think we could take, why don't we take a few minutes maybe? We have some time. First off, I would say, Peter, what do you think Rynerd's next move would be?
I mean, I think obviously he's going to hide for quite a bit of time, and then he would continue to try and free the captives from her. Now, if she leaves the island, then that's a longer term story. I think he would hold a grudge, and there would be a motivation to seek her out and kind of, take her off the earth, as it were. He definitely would have some pretty strong feelings about worshippers or cultists of Baal. But in the short term, I think he would. I mean, he's going to want to try and get off the island because he has a new purpose now, right? So.
So I moved the map over to the outside. So this is the marker stone here. And you fled up the island, right? So this is kind of where the fight took place, is right here in the lee of the giant marker stone, and the ship is over here. You don't even really know. I feel like you guys hid the...
Yeah, they didn't really talk about the ship.
Yeah, the ship is off the coast, but I think there is like a rowboat that you guys brought on that's in this area somewhere, but I think it was hidden. I can't remember. So for you to get to it, the question is would we want to explore Rynerd and somehow add Stu and Robert's new characters to that, or do we just shift to something else?
Personally, I think it would be a bit of a flash forward to him being off the island.
And maybe we don't even say how we got off the island?
Yeah, maybe it comes up in play later on, right? Maybe that's like a good plot point or a story beat that you could use, right? Why would you define it ahead of time? And I don't know who they're going to make as new characters, right? But depending on who they make, maybe that dictates where Rynerd ends up. Right?
Rynerd goes to the top where there's like the cliff off the back and jumps off and then washes up offshore.
On Drake Isle, where you guys are.
Well, he's got that hangman's noose he's carrying around. Maybe it's just like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Maybe I just get towed behind the boat and they don't notice me. Right?
All right. So that's cool.
Wherever the boat goes. Like, something silly like that. But I think leaving it undefined is the better way to go because it leaves it a bit more open for, creativity a bit later, if need be.
All right. No, I'm fine with that. Do you guys have any thoughts on that, Robert?
No, that's fine to me.
Do you know what you're going to play next?
No, I do not. But won't that somewhat depend on...
statistics?
Yeah, we do our rolls.
Yeah. Stu, you got any thoughts?
I knew Norcil was doomed as soon as we got cool James Richards art for it.
Yeah, no.
It's like painting the miniature for your guy. He's like, he's doomed. And once it's done, I'm gonna draw a little stick figure next time, and we're gonna use that as the token, and it'll last forever.
I think everything went south once we met Rynerd, and then it's...
Well, I don't know. Last session, you guys were pretty successful. Everything went south when you
I seem to remember him saving somebody's life.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a playtest, right? So ideally, wouldn't you guys want to play something that you haven't played before?
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe something I haven't played and just play because I've played LFG before too, so I'd probably stay away from the Barbarian.
All right. Well, I don't want to spread this out longer than it needs to be. I feel like we covered all this. I think next time the Gamerhood is hoping to be here on the 27th. We'll see if that happens. I don't know if it'll be this game or what it'll be, but I'm hoping to be. I definitely won't be here on the 20th. I think my daughter and her boyfriend are coming to town. I think they're going to visit his parents, which is in farther north, up by you, in between you and I, Robert. And then I think I'll be available on the 27th. I'm not positive, but until then, does anyone have any last words before we cue TJ? No.
R.I.P. the rest of the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know. We don't know. Maybe Igget will show up again later too. Who knows?
We'll have to tell in another game. The GM for another game is Elliot Moshel, who killed 2 PCs in one session. That one made a big deal about that, but now I get to bring this one up. So.
All right, everybody.